This week's topic came from Donna, who wanted to know how to shift from feeling lonely to feeling connected. Monday, I talked about when I felt lonely and how I made it through that. Tuesday, I talked about how I shifted from feeling lonely to finding connection. And today, I'm focusing on connection. Thursday, we'll meditate. And Friday, I'll get a little more poetic and a little more nerdy in the Frittity or the Friday Ditty and make sense of the journey. So if you have a question or a topic like Donna did, comment below or DM me on Instagram. I'm Angela, and this is me making sense of myself. The question I'm starting with today was, when was a time you knew you were connected? I knew I was connected when, yeah. So my sister and I had decided, like, no matter what, we belong because we're human. And so we decided to go into this event and just be like, you know what, we belong here. And I think in that moment, like, that connection with her, oh, it made it so much easier. Because, like, I could look to her and be like, yeah, I'm connected. I got this. And beyond that, I belong here. So that, like, just even just one person, what made it easy? I think feeling connected with her made it easy. Number one, because she's my sister. Number two, because we have a really deep connection. We've been through some crap together. And the willingness to share that vulnerability with her, and for her to share her vulnerability that said, you know, hey, we're feeling a little bit alone in this situation, that's what made it easy, was the vulnerability and saying, hey, this is going to be hard, or this feels hard, and let's do it together. And then we kind of, it's almost like we had like an invisible string, like we kept checking on each other. And because we had already made that decision that we got, like, hey, we got this, like, I think it made it even that better. So the next question is, do some people struggle with like that vulnerability to being connected? And I absolutely, sometimes I struggle with it. I remember the first time that someone really appeared interested. They really wanted to connect with me. And it scared the crap out of me. Being vulnerable and, like, saying, here I am, that's scary, or it can be. And what I've learned, though, is I always admired those people that would come into situations and they would just be. And I was like, wow, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to just go somewhere and be okay with being me. And so I think that, you know, I still work on that in some cases, and I feel like it's getting a lot easier to be vulnerable. So what about my makeup makes it easy to find that connection? Well, I'm going to say to be vulnerable, because that vulnerability is what I said helped me find connection, especially like when I was lonely. And I think, like, what about me makes it easy to be vulnerable? I think it's like that acceptance. So I get this picture in my mind, like, when I'm older, or, like, I don't know, it's on the prairie in my head. I don't live on the prairie, okay? And it's on a porch in a rocking chair. And, you know, I'm like this cool old lady, and everybody is like, wants to hang out with the cool old lady because she just accepts them for who they are, and, you know, sees like the very best in them. And I think I've had this desire, like, that's who I want to be. That person that says, all of you are valuable. You might be lost, you might be struggling, and that's part of this human experience, and you have value. And that's important to me. So, what's the best tool or skill I use to find connection? I think it's going to go back to being vulnerable. Sometimes, so I remember I went to teach a small class, and I accidentally created a question that was totally high risk. It was, oh, I would not have answered it right out the gate. But what I didn't do was I didn't open up vulnerably and say, well, this is how I'm interpreting this question, and this is how I would answer it if it were me. Like, I didn't just share, and I think that was damaging. So I think that the best thing or skill I can use to help find that connection is that vulnerability and being willing to be vulnerable first. Accepting all of who I am and being vulnerable. And the next question is, why did that matter? I think that matters because it's scary to open up and to say that, hey, this is me, like that song in The Greatest Showman. And I want to do that. I want to be that one that says, hey, here's my vulnerability. And it's okay if you don't want to share yours. I just want you to know it's okay. This is where I'm at. If you haven't happened to be there, great. If not, that's okay too. Here it is. Like with that sense of acceptance. And what does that say about me that I'm willing to do that? I think that it says that I truly believe that we all have value and we all have the capacity to connect, and that I'm willing to take the first step onto that bridge. I think I was talking about the bridge in yesterday's episode, where when you're moving from loneliness to connection, those bridges with the slats. And if you're afraid of heights like me, and you can see the river below and there's slats, that's just freaking scary. But moving from that loneliness, like taking the courage to step onto the next slat and the next slat and the next slat, like that's huge. That's a big deal. So how would you describe someone else who did the same thing? How would I describe someone else who was willing to be vulnerable first? Courageous, open-hearted, and confident. I think confident and courageous are the two big ones, and the open-hearted is pretty big too. I think all of those three are required. How does me finding connection help those around me? Well, I think if I use that vulnerability of finding connection, it helps those around me because they're more able to just be who they are. And when they're able to be who they are, then it's like this, you can just relax, like, oh, it's okay to be around this person because they're just going to accept me, right? What may have helped me shift into that mindset of acceptance and vulnerability to find connection? I think it was probably like being at having been in the crevice, right? Being in the hell of what loneliness feels like, and recognizing that I had the ability to shift. And does everyone have that ability? I don't think so. Sometimes there are those of us who have the capacity or have the knowledge that have to reach out like that. Then it becomes our job, if we're recognizing it, to reach out and say, hey, come with me. We got this together, like, and how does the way I do that help others? Well, again, I think it's because it creates a welcoming and community that says, come as you are and you're loved. Yeah, I like that. Come as you are loved. So what do you know you can do because you know how to find connection? I know that I can love, and I know I can be vulnerable. And I know that because of those things, that connection will happen. It might not happen with everyone, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. And what do I know I can do now? Is I can create environments using determination, courage, vulnerability, and tenacity to create environments of connection. And the most important skill, what is the most important skill for me to finding connection? The most important skill, I think, would be those asking questions and having genuine interest in what the other person has to say, and understanding, or maybe hoping, that they're going to surprise me. So I would love to know, what are some of the most important skills for you finding connection? What's the best way you found connection? How do you know? And, feel free to go through the video and answer the questions in the video and just share them with us so that we can build I don't know if it's not a database, just build a bunch of tools that everybody can use. So we'll see you tomorrow for meditation. My name's Angela, and this is me making sense of myself.